Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Hi,
Morning! Matching this morning. We didn't even concur.
We have to
Confirm, but
apologise.
not concur.
We have to apologise for our matching outfits. We didn't realise we both be in leopard print.
What can we say? We both got good taste. Yeah.
We look identical. Yeah, ironically, next week we're talking about styling, and I think we probably have
I
some
think we
tips
need
for
it,
us.
Kate.
I think we probably do. But anyway, morning everybody, happy Friday. I know loads of people are saying all the days are merging into one at the moment though, which is a bit tricky. But
yeah, it might be for some people. It's so different for everybody, isn't it, at the moment? Some people are rushed off their feet, and some people are sort of being able to chill out a little bit, which hopefully they'll take advantage of.
yeah, definitely. I think Amanda's is hilarious. I know. Yeah, hilarious. Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, everybody's in such a different boat. You're right. And I find this topic really juicy that we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
Keeping your LinkedIn alive. And I think it's important. Well, obviously, I'm really passionate about it. I think it's really important. But it's interesting because everyone's at a different kind of level, different stage at the moment. So lots of people's posts and interactions will be different, I guess.
Definitely. And you know how passionate I am overall about keeping social media alive. So it's definitely something that is, what's the word? Floats my boat.
Floats your boat.
How many boat sayings can we get in this morning?
Floats your boat.
Everyone's in a different boat and floats your boat.
Yeah. Morning, Helen. Hi, Diana. Martina, hello. And Stephanie, great to see you.
Morning, ladies. And John, gents.
Yeah, I saw John. Thanks for coming, John. Nice to see you here. And Becky, I feel like I was thinking about you, Becky, the other day. I was like, oh, I haven't spoken to her for ages. Hope you're all right. So let's talk all things LinkedIn.
Yes,
one of my favourite subjects. To start with, I would like to touch on the reasons why it's important to LinkedIn alive. And I don't want to pressure anybody, and I don't think we should be putting pressure on ourselves at this time at all. And I don't think people should be trying to post every day or
no. I think start small and go for quality rather than quantity.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's true. I think it's important to kind of understand the reasons why, and then you can work out what's manageable for you.
And what will benefit you most.
Yeah. So firstly, I did some Becky did some research. I passed it on to me.
Just take the credit.
Not taking credit for that. Sorry. Becky's done some research, and the stats were really interesting, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
There's 722 million people on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine that number, but anyway. Which actually is an increase of 50 million since just January.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Not 10 months or 11 months, whatever, 50 million people have joined. So it shows how, firstly, any sort of decision makers, hiring managers, anybody that you ever really want to get in touch with is going to be on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Chances are.
Yeah.
So yeah, amazing. Engagement, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah, up by 31%, which is huge. Considering the engagement's pretty high on LinkedIn anyway. Yeah. And I feel like we can see, like you could tell that going on there, especially within the first lockdown, couldn't you? Everyone kept using the word noisy.
Completely. And I think that those figures sort of ring true to what you've seen, because there's so many people started jumping onto LinkedIn that never used to before during lockdown when they had that little bit more time. Or, obviously LinkedIn is an amazing place if you are looking for work as well, not just for kind of putting your personal brand out there.
Yeah, definitely agree. Judith saying Judith's wearing leopard print too today.
Oh yay, Judith, I feel like we need a picture.
Yeah, we do. Send us a picture, Judith. Put a selfie in the chat.
Yeah, anybody else wearing leopard print?
Loving the leopard print. If anyone's joining late, we'll just reiterate this was not planned. We are not weirdos. It's just very stylish.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so obviously we've had the addition of stories on LinkedIn relatively recently. How are you finding them, Becky? Have you tampered in them yet?
I've tampered a bit, or sampled a bit, but I've sampled
maybe
even. Tampered's not the right word, but I knew what you meant. I have a little bit, but I haven't got properly into it quite yet, because I think I just need to understand a little bit more, I think, about the kind of measurements around it, and you know, just a bit more understanding, because I admit I don't really have that at the moment.
Yeah,
I know you've done quite a few, haven't you, Kate?
I've done some, yeah. I've tampered with it. That's the right phrase. There's a couple of things I found. Obviously, it's going to be different to Facebook and Instagram stories.
Yeah.
But it's really different.
Yeah, it is.
I struggled to get my head around it a little bit because I use Instagram stories so much. I find it quite clunky to use.
Yeah, it's not quite as interactive, is it?
Not quite as user-friendly to do. Yeah, and the stickers sort of advises you what to do. I can't find a place where you can search for them. And also I was doing a video on and filming it on the story on LinkedIn yesterday, and it cut me off. It didn't like move to a second story like Instagram would do.
Yeah.
And it was like, you've run out of time now, shut up.
So it's just, maybe it's a good thing. It's just getting used to the differences,
and how it fits in with your strategy as well.
Yes.
I haven't found a place that it fits in with my strategy yet, whereas I kind of know what I put on Instagram stories and they feed into my Facebook stories, so I need to work out that. But it's certainly definitely a benefit to the platform. I think it's great.
Yeah, let us know if you've been using stories and if you've found any little tips or things that we might have missed. Morning Lynette, morning Laura. Oh, we've got more people.
Morning Lynette, lovely to see you. Please do say in the chat if you've used them and if you love them and you're like, you're lazy talking rubbish.
I'd like to get my head around them a lot more, but obviously there are so many different things that we could be doing on different platforms, so I'm just doing it slowly and kind of surely and getting to know it.
The LinkedIn is such a minefield, isn't it? And there's so much to go through on the kind of back end on your profile. There's so many different sections. And today I think we just wanted to talk a little bit about posting and engagement. Just to keep you visible throughout lockdown. I'm really passionate about that you shouldn't be biting off more than you can chew. Like, decide what's relevant for you. I think the phrase that I've used before is consistency. Consistency doesn't mean being regular. If you can do it 2 times a week,
just the same time each week maybe instead.
And there's some kind of, you can see the different strategies of people and what they're posting about, I think, and kind of what they're talking about. Some people are still selling, some people are still giving a lot of value, some people are giving away more value than perhaps beforehand, and then some people are really going a lot more personal, doing like daily diaries and
things. I think it did get a lot more personal, didn't it, during lockdown? And I think that's because our work and home sort of merged so much, because we're all at home and we've got our families around us and our pets and this, that and the other. So I think it did become a lot more personal than it ever used to be. But I think that's quite nice because, people by people. And you get to know the people then before and get to trust them and get confidence in them before you then, hopefully might be able to work with them or buy from them. So,
I totally agree. I think I've really enjoyed the platform being slightly more personal and kind of I've taken advantage of that maybe a little bit, not as much as some people, but I've really enjoyed that side of it. And I think there's always this like, you've seen the hashtag "it's not Facebook" thing.
Some people. There are a few LinkedIn police around, aren't there, that like to say that, and there's certain things that I might agree with when it comes to that, but I think it's still a lot of it is still valid, because I think anything that helps people get to know you can get to know what you're like to work with as well.
I've definitely built strong business relationships virtually with people that I've not met before, because it's been because what we've both been perhaps posting about has been a bit more personal.
Yeah, and people find that they've got something in common with you, or their opinions might be similar, and therefore, you know, you reach out to each other, don't you, and make those contacts and that network that you might not have done in a non-virtual way.
Yeah, I read an interesting article about profiles specifically, that was saying that you shouldn't necessarily have your profile set up to sell to somebody cold, because nobody's going to go on your profile and be like, oh, I'll buy from this person.
No,
you should get your profile set up to be converting the warm leads that already know you through your posts.
That's a really good, that's a really good theory. I mean, I've genuinely got work where people have messaged me and wanted me to do training because of the stuff they've seen on LinkedIn. So they've seen that I've added value, that hopefully I know what I'm talking about. You know, and they've thought, oh, well, she's got this experience as well, and we need somebody that's got like a hotel background or a restaurant background as well. And therefore they have then contacted me and asked me to do work. So
it's surprising. Diana's saying need to get the balance right. I think you're really right, but I think
Diana,
over lockdown, I think that balance is slightly tipped, because a lot of people aren't working, or working from home, or furloughed. So
it just naturally happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I've quite enjoyed these daily diaries that people did. Lynette did really great ones, and lockdown number one. And I thought it didn't cross the line into being too personal.
No, it's relatable, because it's still a situation that a lot of people are in. So therefore they relate to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Judith says she's doing a story every day at the moment, just like a little to my daily post, like both of you, not very intentional just yet. Oh, she's tampering with it as well then.
You're tampering.
Tampering with it.
I have found that on my story, I haven't looked at who's looked at my stories, but when I go onto this, when I can see the stories at the top, it's often people that I don't know that well.
Yes.
So I feel like if you do get a bit of a strategy around using LinkedIn stories, it will be promoted to people who are outside your range.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so it could be another opportunity. Yeah.
Another market. So I need to do some research.
Yeah, and we all do. Actually, Amanda's put a link in. Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
I'll have a look at that afterwards.
Yeah. And Fem's got a good point. You wouldn't go on a business appointment and avoid all personal conversation. It's how you make the connection and build relationships.
Well, no, you build rapport, don't you? And this is kind of one of the ways to build rapport with people.
The other thing that alongside the importance of kind of consciously planning what you're going to talk about, or posting once or twice a week, or more if you can handle it, is looking at the actual buying cycle and how clients buy from us. And this is something we went through yesterday in our training session.
Didn't you? Yes, I saw that.
For the lockdown package, and when people, that kind of research phase, when usually people would be phoning round like loads of hotels, or phoning around lots of suppliers and getting quotes and pictures and images and stuff, that even in the last 5 years, but even more so, even in the last 6 months or so, has gone more and more virtual. So clients are less, and this is statistics. This isn't me making up a load of crap. Clients are less and less getting in touch and inquiring with businesses, because they're really doing their homework and online.
It does give you that chance to do that homework. I don't know what we used to do before LinkedIn.
I know, but on all platforms, like, I mean, I'll hold my hands up. I'm very good at stalking in a rabbit hole in Facebook. I'll go right.
Are you now?
And you know, if I'm sitting on the sofa in the evening and like planning on working with somebody, you know, you can find everything about them, really.
There you go now, everybody. Watch it.
You heard it here first. No. But that whole client relationship and process is so much more virtual. So clients aren't contacting you. They're by the time they contact you, they've probably already made their decision.
Yes.
Because they know, so they can find out so much.
They know so much about you, don't they? And I guess that goes in the same way if you're applying for a job. you know, the business could do the same. So hence why I guess you should always be professional and think about what you put out there. So there's a difference obviously between being personal and not being professional. You can still do both.
So Judith's saying, after a good 9 months of daily perseverance, I'm getting quite regular leads now and percentage conversions from LinkedIn connections I don't even really know or engage with. You never know who's looking. There was a statistic, again, I don't know where this is from, but I've sort of seen it, on the people who inquire with you through LinkedIn are usually not the people who have liked and engaged with your posts.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this is they're usually the people who
lurkers.
the voyeurs who are looking, reading and taking it in, and then when the time is right, then they'll get in touch with you.
That is interesting. Yeah, because we do think about engagement as just being the people that we sometimes think of engagement as just being the people that actually commenting or reacting, but people could be clicking on it and watching it and like you say, taking it all in. Exactly.
John's got a really good question. Would you agree to get a strategy set first before posting, or post and stay relevant while you put your strategy together?
Ooh.
I would say rip off the bandage, John, and go for it.
Yeah, I think in an ideal world, everything's better with the strategy, but I think that people will use it as an excuse to just not try.
And I wouldn't overthink a LinkedIn strategy. We have a little plug here. We have a content calendar that you can buy from the website. It's only $7.99 and it gives you 30 days worth of content. And basically that's your LinkedIn strategy for you. And it tells you what to post for 30 days and you can reuse it every month and schedule it if you want on Buffer or an associated scheduler.
Because there's a few things that you can post, isn't there, on there? There's lots of that. We could go through a few ideas now. So you mentioned, didn't you, like the stuff that Lynette did, and I know you did a day in the life video that we did for Selling Savvy. So there's all those kind of like your daily routine and what's going on in your life.
I think the best ones at the moment, or ones that are really easy to put together and promote yourself, is looking at past events. Like I don't know if anybody knows Naomi Rose, who is a event student at Manchester Metropolitan University, and she's quite proficient with social media and everything. She did a really nice post of her working at her first exhibition at Confex years ago, and it does so many things for you. It pushes your personal brand. It shows that you're good at what you do. You've done some work experience, or you've run events. So pictures, it doesn't even have to necessarily be of you. Obviously, it's best of it, but like a great selfie at an event that you really enjoyed running.
That's something that I always say, content wise, on the other platforms as well, works well. Throwbacks. You know, if you're not doing something at the moment, like you say, your favorite event, the most unusual event that you
write in there, the most important thing to write in the blurb is your emotions. Why was it your favorite? Why did you enjoy it? What are you missing about live events? Those things keep your LinkedIn alive and prove your expertise, because there's nothing going on day to day.
Definitely. And that feeling emotion side of things again works well across all types of social media. So,
and that's a great way to if you're job hunting as well, to kind of prove your expertise. I had an inquiry recently from somebody who they're looking at getting some investment in their company, and they were saying, we just want our profiles like revamped, because the investors will probably look at our profiles. And I was like, I don't think they'll stop at your profiles. They'll look at what you're posting, who you're engaging with, who you are as a whole person, and what you're portraying. So it's not just about having a really great profile. And like we said before, people won't go on your profile and buy from you. They'll buy from the connection they get from your posts.
And so I think that probably leads nicely onto other content that you can put on there. So anything that shows that you're kind of like a thought leader, or what's the word, like a trailblazer, they say, don't they, and that kind of thing, that you know what you're talking about. Anything that adds value and shows your expertise.
Top tips are so easy to come up with, and don't something that we've all struggled with, and I have clients that I work on it with as well, is believing that you're the expert. And I've got clients that are like, nobody wants to hear like what I've got to say. And oh, but it's obvious. It's only obvious if you do your job and you've done it for 20 years. People are really interested in
that. Is so true. We sometimes don't have the confidence in what we know, do we? And
if
we
you
should
know it, you assume everybody knows it.
Yeah, exactly. And often the nicest comments you can get is like, oh God, yeah, that's brilliant. You know, I didn't think about that. Or it's been ages. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, definitely.
So and I do
always feel free to send them to us if you're like, oh, I don't know if this is crap. Send it to us and we'll tell you it's amazing.
But I do think that you're right with the ripping the plaster off, because I think I've said this before. My motto at the beginning of this year, before lockdown, was just do it, because I used to procrastinate so much and feel like I have to have all my ducks in a row, that wasn't good enough. So now I will just do it. So when it comes to a video, unless it's horrendous, obviously, if I think, oh, I don't like the way I look in that, or I've done too many ums and ahs, I will just post it still, because that is me. Otherwise it will never be good enough for you if you keep doing it and doing it. And
actually, if you want engagement and people to look at it, the ones that are really genuine like that,
human, isn't it?
More engagement than the ones that are really slick and look like an advert or look like a promotional. Definitely. Like I started putting subtitles on my videos like last year because I read something that like a certain percentage of videos I watched without sound, so I put subtitles on and my engagement went down, because suddenly they're like curated videos that are like, this is the information I'm going to give you, whereas when they're just more casual,
it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same as what we've talked about on Facebook, isn't it? I know that's slightly different platform, but it's exactly the same on there. It's like when if we create a post or we do it separately with our picture on it, it does so much better than, say, like a branded post. It's exactly the same.
That's why you get so many ridiculous pictures of us on our social media.
And it's usually me going, oh, let's just do this, and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
What have we got on here? John, would you agree? Oh no, we've done that one. How would you say videos are the best way to get maximum reaction?
So LinkedIn videos, definitely, because people love them, but LinkedIn actually has a bit of an algorithm, and then lots of people say don't look at the algorithms. If you're putting good content out there, it's going to get traction. But actually, some of the algorithms are so easy to manipulate, you might as well know them. And one of them is that it likes a variety of posts. So if you're putting some text posts, some image posts, not posters like images of yourself, like John, I've seen you put selfies outside your venue and stuff, and some videos, that'll get you the most traction, because LinkedIn feels like you're dynamic and you're more interesting.
And also share embedded videos, not linked to videos, because like other platforms, LinkedIn doesn't like taking people off doesn't like it when you take people off the platform, does it? So
so any links that you use, that's why you probably see it says link in comments to book or link in comments. That's why people put it in comments, because LinkedIn will see a link in a post and be like, oh, I want people to stay on LinkedIn. I don't want to push them onto YouTube or onto this random article. I want to keep them on LinkedIn. So if there's a link on a post, it won't push it out as far. But in the it isn't strategic enough to know that there's a link in the comments yet.
Yes.
Sure, that will be coming.
But that's selling savvy team. We're on to you.
Lisa, I like the sound of that for LinkedIn, a content calendar. I'll put the link in here for it. It's so I mean, it's just 30-day plan basically, and it tells you to post every day.
It's just a really nice thing to follow, so you don't have to think too much. And then once you get into it, you'll think of your own extra things that you can do.
Yeah, definitely. And on there, oh, Steph, I had wondered why people did that.
Now you know, Steph.
The secret. And on the content calendar, there is, out of 30 days, one post, believe it or not, that says sell what you're doing, sell your packages, which only works because of all the other 29 things around it.
Yeah.
So
because LinkedIn algorithm is a bit like the Facebook algorithm. It thinks that, oh, we like this person, that lots of people are interacting with them, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to show lots of posts to more people, including the sales one. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. And basically you hit the nail on the head. The other thing is, for people looking for jobs, which I just want to get out there because I feel like it's going to help people, but I don't want to sound like a moaning Myrtle. Don't put, so everybody's LinkedIn profile feeds into Google SEO. On your website, it's really hard to get good SEO and get to the top front page of Google, isn't it? But LinkedIn has done all of that for you. So firstly, sprinkle all of your keywords of people, for what your clients are searching for, Googling to find someone like you, sprinkle them throughout your profile. And secondly, your header, if you're looking for a new job, should not be seeking new opportunities. Because if I'm a hiring manager or a director in a company, I don't go to Google and put seeking new opportunities.
Yes, that's very true.
I go to Google and put sales specialist, sales leader, thought leader in events director, like all
good
of
point.
this good stuff. So put all of those skills in your title because that feeds into Google. So yeah, I'm really passionate about that because I see this seeking new opportunities. I'm like, oh, I can't message because you sound like a twat. But there's so much more exposure you could be getting.
One of Kate's little bugbears.
Yeah, because hiring managers aren't looking for people who are free and kicking about. They're looking for good quality candidates.
Yeah.
How do you connect to people who are on LinkedIn, the right target market? I feel like Lynette, don't give all your LinkedIn training tips out. That course is amazing.
Very good point, Lynette.
Sorry. Lisa, you will have to come to our LinkedIn challenge. No, not really. You can search by job title on the search bar.
Yeah.
So find your target market.
Or a hashtag as well, the relevant hashtag.
No, hashtags, yeah, exactly.
It's all right, Lisa. We're only
joking, don't worry. I'm doing myself out of a job. You can pack a lot into half an hour, it turns out.
You can, and it's nearly over. So, well, there's lots of other things you could be posting. You can shout out to the people that have been helping you and keeping you going.
Yeah.
And there's some lovely posts about that. Judith, you did a gorgeous one this morning about World Kindness Day. Really made us cry. We were like this.
We were literally just about to go live and we're like, oh, Judith's tagged us. Oh, Judith, it's so lovely. Thank you so much. That is.
So there's lots of people, I'm sure, that are helping each other out. And I during the last lockdown, I did try and do a recommendation once a week to all of my freelance friends. And I know, again, Judith's done that. So that's a great idea to kind of like pay it back. And you never know, they might give it back to you as well, which would be just a bonus. But
we will comment. We will reply to. We didn't have time to comment before we went on live, Judith, but we will do.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you. That's so kind. Lisa, a link to the course. We're not running another LinkedIn course this side of Christmas, but I'll message you. We'll see what we can do. Yeah. We can do a one-to-one one, I'm sure, and get you zhuzhed up for it. Fem, I do search for people who are looking for a new opportunity in the areas I recruit for in HP. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it usually comes up with second connections at the interview. Oh, Fem's just told me off. That is actually interesting. I think I feel like it's
a bit of both.
Different when you're obviously the Helmsbridge Square opportunity is a bit different to hiring on a kind of salary position, I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe there's scope for having a little bit of both in there. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. In the about section, you could. That's true. You could put that in there. So we better wrap up because we're.
Gosh, yeah, that's gone so quickly today.
I wanted to just tell you a little bit about our lockdown package, which started yesterday. It's on a closed Facebook group. I'm going to share my screen and show you it. And it is 4 sessions throughout lockdown. It started yesterday, so you can sign up throughout whenever you want throughout the month and re-watch yesterday's and then join the rest live every Thursday morning. We say 45 minutes, but it was just over an hour yesterday because we always give loads of...
Not like any of us, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's me and our colleague Fem, who's on here as well. lots of great topics. Yesterday we talked about a virtual world, similar to what we did today, but in a lot more detail about how to find those people when they're in that virtual
world. I looked at that presentation actually, even though I wasn't delivering it, and I thought, wow, there's loads of value in that. Typically,
yeah, I know. Selling during a crisis. So how are we supposed to be selling right now? How are we supposed to be finding people, and what should we be saying to them? Planning ahead during unknown times. How are we going to strategize for 2021 when Boris keeps changing his mind every 5 minutes? Don't worry, we've got
good old Bojo. Yeah,
we can help you with that. And then personalizing relationships, which is obviously vital at the moment to selling. Nikki has done lockdown package and LinkedIn course. Helen, LinkedIn course is great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. And we didn't even pay them either. And they did.
I know. I'll put the link in here to the lockdown package if anyone wants to join. As I could say, you can join throughout the month. It's only 40 quid.
Yeah, because you can watch yesterday's, can't you?
On the group,
and ask any questions in the group still.
And next week's Savvy Says is 7:30 on Friday, when Fem will be talking to Tracy Hooper, who's a stylist.
We needed it today. Yeah.
We really
see what she says about the double leopard print. Yeah.
So she's going to be talking about styling for a virtual world. So me and the team, we've all come up with some questions. If you've got any questions, fire them over to us. But we've come up with some questions that we thought, that we're interested in, basically, about what we should be wearing, like how much makeup we should be wearing, what should our, I don't know, what kind of
backgrounds,
presenting, all of that stuff. So that's going to be really interesting next Friday.
Yeah, it's a really good, different topic. I'm really looking forward to hearing about that.
Me too. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Just mentioned us on LinkedIn. That's flashed up. Thanks, Lynette. Always
I see. She's on it. She's on it already.
Yeah, amazing. Great to see everybody.
A lovely weekend, everybody, and a lovely week if we don't see you, and we'll see you next Friday.
We'll see you next week, if not before. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Bye.